Find Blair. Go get Blair. What good are you? You don't fact sheet it. What good's a cell phone if she's not gonna pick it up?
So, where do you want all this stuff?
Oh, it doesn't matter. Just dump it.
Okay. This is yours.
For a bird, you don't go cheap.
Wow, that is some primo golden blue macaw. Hello there, little fella. Hello, hello. Wow, my guess is this is domestically bred, hand-raised. This is no black market parrot.
How can you tell?
Well, he's too well adjusted. Here. This is all you need to know. Read this. You give it the right food, give it plenty of attention, give it some new toys, and you will have yourself a very happy parrot. Yes, you will. You also might want to mention him in your will.
What are you, a comedian?
No, really. These guys live for like 100 years.
Well, you're just filled with helpful little hints, aren't you? You're gonna grow up, you're gonna be a veterinarian?
Lawyer. Thanks, man. Bought yourself a real winner.
No, I didn't buy anything. Admiral Byrd just kind of flew in my window.
You're not superstitious.
No, why?
Well, I mean, it's just... Well, some people say that if a bird flies in your window, then that means somebody's gonna die.
Close the door on your way out.
Right.
Millet.
Clam sauce.
No, it says millet. Millet. Says you like it right on the box.
Oh, clam sauce.
Blair, where have you been? How come you're not answering your cell phone?
That's Parrot.
Good guess. Dr. Sand called with the DNA results.
Oh, God, please. Is it a match?
5 out of 6 of the DNA strands match. It looks like the spawn's cord blood is going to do the trick.
Oh, God. Oh, God, that's going to be all right.
Yeah. Better than all right.
This is so great.
Now, take it easy. Take it, both of you. Take it easy.
Yuck.
I just think that maybe another donor might materialize. You know, maybe we won't need the baby's cord's blood. Maybe we're just worried about nothing here.
It's all just one big maybe. Maybe Star's blood counts will rise. Maybe your son won't be a perfect enough match. Hey, maybe there'll be a miracle. But we can't do anything about that right now. What's the point?
Yeah.
Did you see the forsythia that were blooming in the mill house yard? I mean, a blaze of yellow. Do you have forsythia in Ireland?
I don't recall. I remember spring coming in a cloud of white and pink, foxgloves and swamp milkweed and dog rose, I guess. It's one of those pink and white days when we buried Grania. Everything was come to life but my sister. And those sad gray stones in the small, desolate cemetery by the sea. Standing 10 feet away from everybody. My parents didn't even want me there. It all comes back to death, I suppose.
No, because you are alive, and your son is alive, and I am alive. And if we go to Ireland, there'll be a lot of things to be happy about. I mean, your parents cannot keep blaming you for what happened to your sister.
They could blame me for a lot more than that if they were aware of it.
Vicky was condescending and judgmental, I'll just bet.
Well, it seems the Banner never had anyone on payroll bay at the moon from a hotel rooftop.
Don't let her treat you like hired help.
That's what I am.
You are a creative, brilliant, inspiring journalist.
I am a reporter, and reporters are objective, not creative.
I hope you told her to go sit on a tat.
No, I apologize very nicely.
You can't be serious.
Yeah, She was right. And I hate being wrong. Makes me thirsty. It's been 12 hours already.
Maybe you should come and stay with me. I have a perfectly safe captain's walk with a guardrail. You could stagger about my roof with impunity every time the spirit moves you. Besides, at the rate you're going, no self-respecting establishment in this town would rent you a room.
Who are Beauty and the Beast?
Oh, that's no beast. That's Patrick Thornhart, poetry professor at the university. Why?
Reminds me of someone. And Beauty?
Beauty is as beauty does. She isn't.
Good evening. I see you've recovered.
Well, I'm well on the way. I just need a little hair of the dog.
I'll take an iced tea.
And which dog would that be?
The club soda.
What fortitude.
No wonder you behave so badly. Women are so willing to let you get away with it.
Some do, some don't.
You are an enigma.
Shall I break the code for you?
What are you all about, Mel? Really, truly.
I've written Joey every day almost. I can't even reach him by phone. Starting to get depressed.
What? Is this the fabulously talented model who practically single-handedly put on the fashion show of the century?
Of the month. More like. I had some help, you for instance.
This is no good. You need a serious ego boost.
No kidding. I keep having these horrible thoughts about Joy being surrounded by all those Parisian women.
I can fix this. Hey, I'm the master at getting out of the dumps.
I can see that. You're sparking. Who gave you $1 million?
Oh, nobody yet.
Well, whatever you got, I want some.
So, okay, why don't you go put on some fancy duds, and we'll take it out on the town.
Okay, done deal. What's with this moping anyway?
That's the attitude. Come on.
Mel. Please let there be a letter from Joey. Please, 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 please. Yes, thank you.
Hey, put on your dancing shoes, okay?
Oh, Drew, look, your pep talk was awesome, and I feel fine. I'm gonna go upstairs, curl into bed, and read this over and over again. Another time, okay?
What's wrong?
Joey's enrolling for another year at the Sorbonne.
I guess he likes it over there.
He's not coming back for the summer. His art history professor recommended him for an internship in Rome to restore some chapel or other.
Oh.
He's sharing an apartment in a 400-year-old building in the Piazza Novana with a bunch of other history interns. Listen, I don't expect you to turn your life inside out because of me. Mom says you're having a lot of fun these days. She gave you all the credit for pulling off that fashion show for Star. Sounds like you're really finding yourself. So am I. Strange how this all turned out. I made such a big deal about our coming over here together, but if we had, maybe we wouldn't have done as much growing as we did apart. How could he do this? Without discussing it with me, I don't want to move into some apartment with a bunch of history students in Rome.
I don't think that's what he's asking you to do.
Well, he said he's already taken the apartment.
Exactly. He's made his plans. They don't include you. He's cutting you loose.
Drew, you are out of your mind. He loves me.
Outrageous behavior. Runs in my family, I'm pleased to admit.
There are more where you came from.
3 sisters.
Well, that explains it.
Does it?
Yes, you've been spoiled rotten.
I was lucky to reach manhood with my ego intact. They were merciless. You know, feisty, opinionated lot. You would have fit right in. I learned mind-to-mind combat at the family dinner table. We argued about anything. My mother was fond of confrontation, and my dad liked a good story, so we happily tried to outdo each other. And at the same time as maintaining good table manners, I might add. No. You had to be outrageous to survive in that crowd. Good training for D.C. It's a town full of larger-than-life blowhards. It's perfect for me, really.
And yet here you are in Landview.
What you see is what you get.
If you are so unrepentant, why did you apologize to Vicky?
Well, she reminded me of my favorite nun at St. Ignatius.
Oh, yes, I can see how she might. So, drinking yourself senseless and flirting with disaster, these are your ways of getting attention.
Well, you noticed me, didn't you?
It's hard not to notice being knocked to a barroom floor.
I was flirting. Surely not with disaster.
Do you take after your father?
No. They broke the mold when they made Neil Hayes. He was the best sports writer the Trib ever had, or the Post. He never missed a deadline. He never missed 7 o'clock mass at St. Ignatius either.
Did he admire you too?
Well, I gave him my first Pulitzer. He kept it on his desk next to his old Underwood. He deserved a few Pulitzers of his own. But he said hard work was his own satisfaction. God, that man, he never learned to relax. Never learned to be lazy. When he retired in '92, he fixed every crooked hinge and squeaking board in the house. But he was beginning to learn to kick back. He rediscovered his favorite writers. Joyce Carey, Flann O'Brien. Then he died.
Your mother's still alive.
Alive doesn't begin to describe it. She has the psychic energy of 10. The only person who ever really was a match for her was Muriel.
Your wife. So, your wife died just shortly after your father died. Is that when you started railing at the heavens?
No, don't do this, Dorian. Mother's a psychiatrist. I'm her to spare. I'm not available to be yours.
What about your children? How do they feel about having their father out of control? You are not the rock that your own father seems to have been in your life.
Oh, I don't know. I think my reprehensible behavior was about the only thing they ever agreed on. Gave them a common goal. I suspect they're holding long-distance summit meetings about poor old Dad. Dorothy's in New York studying to be a social worker. God help the city. The city already has Mother to contend with. And Roger's designing software in Chicago. And Frank's carrying on with journalism, if you can call TV news journalism, in California, no less.
None of them decided to self-destruct over their mother's untimely death.
You're confusing self-destruction with a calculated, measured response to anger.
Which is another way of saying you're suicidal, you fool.
Well, way to go. Tja. Soda water. Waiter! Double single malt.
I thought vodka martinis were your weapon of choice.
No, I'm getting serious. If you don't ask for an apology, I won't ask for forgiveness.
Whatever you did, or you think you did, you are their son. They're probably waiting for the chance to forgive you.
That's a pretty fantasy, Margaret.
Well, I don't do well with hopeless. You know, I've survived to this point in my life through a lot of determined optimism. I like to believe.
Well, maybe I need my rage. It's my only excuse.
For what?
For Grania's death and the despair it drove me to.
After we're married, okay? Together.
No, no. Not even with you by my side, Angel. I can't make it back.
I almost don't even dare believe it. It's like the sun has come out and all the flowers are blooming. Thank you, baby. Oh, thank you, baby. Is Star playing upstairs? I'm gonna go hold. I just want to hold her.
Actually, Judith already put her down to sleep.
So early?
She was tired. She practically fell asleep on her food. Look, you get millet or you get regulation food. That's it. Admiral, this is Blair. She's... Well, Blair, this is Admiral Byrd. Or Larry. I don't know. Do you have a preference?
You didn't take that thing anywhere near Star, did you? Oh, God. Get that thing out of here right now, Tom. Get it out. Get it out of here. Todd, what were you thinking, bringing that thing in here? Do you know what kind of diseases that
cool
must
it.
be? Don't tell me to cool it. Your daughter's up there hanging on for her life with a compromised immune system, and you bring in a filthy bird in the house.
This is not a filthy bird. This is
Yes,
a perfectly healthy, domesticated macaw who just kind of flew into my life. Besides, you don't need to worry about Star. She's not going to be sick anymore, remember?
I've been worrying so long I can't seem to stop. Just, will you at least keep the stupid bird in your office until Star has her transplant, please? Please.
I think you're overreacting. Fine. The office won't be too bad. I'll get you a big vat of clam sauce from Rhoda's. You want linguine with that? And
Mr. Manning? Oh, Mrs. Manning, I'm so glad you're home.
Well, what is it, Judith?
I thought Star was just a little tired this evening, but now seems a little pale and listless.
Oh,
and the poor
God.
thing's just lying in her crib, whimpering.
just stand there. Go get her bag for the hospital.
Patrick Thornhart. Mel Hayes.
You're the man of the cover of the Sun, right? So you create news as well as write.
If I have spoken privately, courteously with pretty women, that is all that is written against me. That, and that I drink whiskey.
You quote Raftery?
You recognize Raftery?
Well, sure. I teach poetry at the college. And I am Irish.
All right. That calls for another round. Let's pull up a chair. Right?
Sure. My fiancée, Miss Margaret Seabrook.
I'm pleased to meet you both. Dorian's taken me under her wing.
Right. Raftery's not your common poet. How did you find the blind bard?
Well, courtesy of my maternal grandmother from Ballyvaughan. They say Ireland's a land of scholars and saints, so she was very much the scholar.
And you take after her?
Oh, on my good days, yes. But sainthood's a little harder to come by. But my grandfather qualified.
Where are they now?
They're gone to the rest.
God bless them.
Yeah, you can be sure my grandfather's reunited with Michael Collins.
Sinn Féin?
Home rule was tattooed on his heart after the Easter Rising, but he'd have no truck with De Valera. The feeling was mutual. So that's why my grandparents left the country in 1921.
What's Sinn Féin?
In Irish, it means ourselves alone.
Formed to break the back of British tyranny, 1902.
In those days, Sinn Féin bred some national heroes.
Yeah, forget about Cell Block H. Bobby Sands and Francis Hughes starved themselves to death for the cause. That was 81.
Right. And more were willing to die. What did the Brits do? Gave a few concessions, added up to nothing. It's always the same, isn't it?
When do you suppose the DNA results are going to come back on Blair and Patrick's baby?
I don't know.
I'm going over there right now, and I'm going to clear every bit of this up.
To Paris.
Yes, he is going to have to say all of this to my face.
You sure you want to do that?
Yeah. No. I don't know, Drew, but I cannot sit in my room and cry.
Good for you.
Yes. I can cry anywhere. Look, I have read this 10 times. Why are you so sure he wants to break up with me? He never says it.
Because he's a coward.
Drew, he is not a coward.
Look, I've seen this coming. He should have broke it off with you before he left. Maybe that's what he was trying to do when he pitched a fit about you not going with him.
He couldn't seem to understand why I needed to stay and help my family.
He didn't want to understand.
Why have I let myself fall in love with a person like this? How could I think he was serious about me? I thought he loved me.
Has he been acting like a guy in love? Has he written? Has he called? Even knowing what you're going through with Blair's little girl. Come here. Go ahead. Go ahead. First you get mad. And you get scared and all alone. Hey. Then you get even.
Something happened to Star?
It's not Star, it's Joey.
What?
He broke up with her in a letter. Only he didn't even spell it out and make a clean break. Such a crock.
Well, not always such a good idea to spell things out. You know, people get hurt. You guys know Joey. He wouldn't want to hurt anybody.
I am hurting now, Kevin.
Out of the blue, he writes a letter and tells her he's going to stay in Europe for another couple of years.
Well, maybe he
No
just
discussion.
prefers it in Europe.
Thank you, Kevin.
Look, Cal, why are you taking this personally? Joey loves Europe. You knew this. Why do women always have to make such a big deal about everything?
Because it is a big deal, Kevin.
All right, okay. But Cal, come on. You are young. Joey's young. It's not like both of you are ready to settle down or anything.
You are so patronizing.
Cal, what I'm trying to say is that Joey doesn't hate you. And I am sure that he wants you guys to keep going on being really, you know, close friends.
Let me tell you something. When you love somebody with all your heart, it is not enough to be just friends. Do you understand me?
Yeah. I do.
Besides, he's all I have.
Now, wait a minute.
It's true. I don't have a passion like art history. I am no student. I don't even have a family. They're nuts. They're mixed up. I don't make friends, okay? He's the only thing that matters to me.
Yeah, and he doesn't even appreciate it.
Hey, Drew. Back off, okay? You don't really know my brother that well.
Maybe you think you know him too well. You can't see it.
Okay, I'm not gonna listen to this anymore.
Where are you going?
I don't know.
Kelly, listen, just take it easy, all right? This could be the best thing that ever happened to her.
Yeah. Or maybe the best thing that ever happened to you.
This may be a hard concept for you, but she's my friend.
Well, guess what, Drew? I know all about that kind of friendship. You know what? I'm really tired. I got a lot of problems of my own, so we're not going to get into this tonight.
Fine, as long as you apologize.
And that would be for what?
That would be for practically just accusing me of manipulating her.
Drew, I am not going to apologize for telling the truth, okay? I hear you bad-mouthing my brother. I see you cozying up to Kelly every opportunity you get. The fashion show, will you give me a break?
Yeah, well, who else was there to help her? And your so-called bad-mouthing was just pointing out the obvious. He left the door wide open, jerking her around like that. You know what? I just keep forgetting. You Buchanans, you know, you live by different rules than the rest of us peasants, right?
I suspect you have a lot more to say about British sovereignty in the IRA.
I'd rather toss Raftery around with you.
Anytime. And if we include your fiancé, we'll have the living poetry of beauty to drink to.
See, you kissed the Blarney Stone.
No, never. Have you?
Oh, I hope to. I hope to when we go to Ireland after we're married.
True love.
Dorian,
Patrick.
come God bless.
God bless. Not your favorite people?
Patrick is quite charming. Matter of fact, I was hoping that my niece would be Mrs. Thornhart.
Aha. So that's why you were looking daggers at his fiancée.
Oh, please, don't fall for her act. Marty's a selfish little hypocrite, and Blair's worth a dozen of her.
There it is again.
What?
An admirable trait of yours, fierce family loyalty. Of course, taken to extremes, it can lead to some very nasty things. Meddling, for example.
Are you making fun of me?
No, not a bit.
Good, because I take my responsibility to my nieces very, very seriously. Especially since both their mothers are institutionalized.
No joke?
It's common knowledge. I'm quite sane, though, so don't worry. So, thank heavens, are my nieces. But I fight fiercely to make sure that they have fulfilling and happy lives, unlike their mothers.
More power to you. Humans. The only species that continues to mother long after the progeny are full grown.
That's because our brains are bigger, our problems more complex, and they don't go away just because we grow up. Blair's daughter, if she doesn't get a bone marrow transplant soon, is going to die. Am I not supposed to be worried about that?
Star's blood counts have dropped precipitously.
Why?
I can't give you a clear-cut answer. There's no obvious sign of infection, which is good, but her white blood count is perniciously low.
Well, my baby's almost a perfect match for Star. Why can't we do the transplant now?
The sooner the better. If you agree to be delivered next week, we can begin preparing you and Star for the procedure right away.
So Star's gonna stay here in the hospital?
Yeah.
I'll go break it to her. I'm not sure how much of this she really understands.
Your attitude can help reassure her. If you're calm and matter-of-fact, it'll help her.
Look, I'll be right in, Todd. I just got to get hold of Patrick. Look, the baby's father has agreed to this procedure in principle, but... Oh, God, now that it's happening, I'm not sure how he's going to react.
It's fortunate the DNA tests have confirmed that your son's umbilical cord blood is a close enough match. We're reaching a critical window of opportunity for Star.
What does it mean for my son?
As soon as Star is ready to receive the stem cell transplant within 4 or 5 days, we'll induce Blair's labor. It's a fairly common procedure. There are no lasting side effects.
To hell with the side effects. What about the primary effects?
I assure you, Mr. Thornhart, it will be perfectly safe.
Yeah, that's what your doctors always say. And then something goes wrong and somebody dies.
No, in this case, nothing will hurt the baby. I've read the research.
Look, I wouldn't even considered it otherwise, Patrick.
Stop making trouble, Patrick.
I have to go and make sure everything's ready for Star. I'll come back to answer any further questions you might have. What we're planning for your son is safe, and at this point, it's the only chance for Star.
Are you okay, Patrick?
What do you care if he's okay?
I'll worry about my child. You worry about yours,
What did
okay?
Dr. Sands just say? Star is the one at risk. There's no problem for your precious little baby. He'll be fine. He'll be born next week. He'll live 100 years. You can obsess about him till then. But right now, it's got to be taken care of. For God's sakes, Patrick.
Joe, put a sock in it.
Oh, there we are again, the Buchanan arrogance.
You know what? As I remember it, you couldn't wait to take on the name.
Yeah, but not the attitude. I wasn't brought up just to walk all over people, Kevin. Unlike you and Joe, you act like you're entitled to the world and you know, every woman in it.
Oh, really? I see. You're sore. Because you feel like you've missed out on your share. Is that it? Joey and I owe you? Maybe that's why you're sucking up to Grandpa at every available opportunity. What, are you trying to weasel your way onto his gravy train? I mean, probably the only reason you want Kelly is because she was Joey's in the first place. I mean, give me a break, Drew. You don't care about her any more than you care about Grandpa. He's a means to an end to you.
You're wrong. You're wrong!
Okay. But you better watch yourself. Because you might think you're handling the big guy, but trust me, he is handling you. You probably just amuse him or something. And let me tell you something else, Drew. You're not the first scrappy kid with no life to come along and get yourself tangled in Ace's web. And you weren't raised a Buchanan, so you are no match for the genuine article.
You know what?
What? You want to give it a shot? Go ahead.
Hey, you'd probably choke on the silver spoon that's in your mouth. I don't need the trouble.
Well, guess what? You'll get plenty of it if you start going after things that are not yours around here. Because you are just not smart enough for this game.
Ooh, that is your blind spot. You just can't imagine anybody as smart as you.
Probably right.
You know what? But I am smart enough not to try and live out my fantasies at somebody else's expense.
Ready to switch from iced tea?
You must have a cast iron stomach.
Well, and a warm heart and an interesting mind, so there's no need to sit there in despair.
I'm in despair of your current living circumstances. This room now.
No, it's not exactly squalid. I mean, we have clean sheets and a firm mattress and a full bar. I mean, what more do we need?
Speak for yourself.
I was, actually.
I don't even have my own toothbrush here.
Yeah, hello? Yeah, send a toothbrush up to room 43. Mm-hmm. A toothbrush, a pink one. Pink. Thanks a lot. All set.
You're being deliberately obtuse.
Well, I figure a woman who calls me a suicidal fool doesn't have to beat about the bush.
Oh, is that what I'm doing?
Yeah. At first you offered me your roof as a safety measure, and then you implied that I was about to be kicked out of these digs, and now you're invoking dental hygiene.
It's just that I've got this perfectly wonderful house on the other side of town that's going to waste. A mansion, actually.
Is that as direct as you can manage?
If you should need someplace to stay, Mr. Hayes, you'd be most welcome at Terra.
Good Lord, you don't actually call it that, do you?
No, but it fits.
No, I wouldn't. I'm a slob of the first order. Picture dirty laundry and stacks of mildewing newspapers increasing exponentially by the day. Well, we wouldn't be speaking after the first week. We might not even make it through a week. And that would be the end of what promises to be a long and beautiful friendship.
Methinks you do protest too much. Well, we've covered your calculated response to anger. I guess we'll have to cover your calculated response to commitment some other time. I'm going to take a rain check on that pink toothbrush, if you don't mind.
On the other hand, if I should be so fortunate as to be invited to what my daughter used to refer to as a sleepover.
Can we please get out of here?
Tara?
Doreen was right about Joey. She warned me and she said that he would make me miserable. You know, and I didn't listen. I convinced myself that, you know, hey, she just doesn't want anybody else to have him.
Well, that's very possible.
No, it's not possible because she knows, Cassie. She knows. She understands him. She's got the experience.
Yeah.
Imagine if this had happened in Paris. I would be wandering along the Seine right now, most likely suicidal. But I have you and Blair here, and you're both very smart about life.
Oh, I don't know.
Cassie, please, look at you. are gorgeous. You have a husband who loves you to death, a fabulous kid. Got a great job. You have it all.
Oh, I wish. Listen, Blair says the one way to keep a man's attention is to ignore him.
You don't ignore Andrew, do you?
No, of course not.
Well, no, I wouldn't. Well, I don't know. Maybe that could work for Blair, maybe. But I don't think that's how you build a healthy relationship, on that kind of dishonesty.
No, no.
You should love somebody, and they should love you back, and there should be no games.
That's right.
I don't know. Anthony, I don't know what to do. God, help me. I don't know what to do. I love him so much. And I can't help it, and he's making me utterly miserable. But I want him. I want him so bad. Is that wrong?
No, I mean... No, Kelly, okay, sometimes... Oh, honey, sometimes you just have to let it go, that's all, okay? Just let it go. I mean, it doesn't really matter what you're feeling or what he's feeling, all right? Sometimes you just gotta end it, that's all. Just end it.
I thought I could do this. I could be objective. I could be the doctor, and you could be the father, and we could keep it separate. But you know what? I can do that with Blair, and I can do that with Todd, but I can't do it with you. Because I want more from you. I need more from you. And right now, I feel like I'm on the other side of a door, and I'm starting to watch it close on me. I've been holding on to the tiniest little things. The way you say my name, the way you look at me. Because then, I can almost believe that nothing else matters. But it does matter. This baby matters. And you're willing to fight the world to keep him safe. And that's just the beginning. He's gonna be born. And he's got a whole fan club lined up waiting for him. He's gonna save Star's life, okay? So then Todd will be grateful, Blair will be maternal, you'll be proud, and then let's see now. What will I be? Where do I fit into this picture? I don't. The door slams shut, and where am I? That'll be it.
What am I supposed to do?